Aloha, and welcome to the Genie Show. My name is Jeannie Joseph, and we have a great show for you. I've got 3 of my students that were in acting class at Chaminade University, and I'm looking to develop this program and expand it a little bit further into a program I'm calling Act Resilient, which I think would be ideal for members of the military and their families and children to really help them deal with stress, to teach them more emotional flexibility, to develop leadership skills, to develop their creativity, their right brain, their ability to process information faster, to increase focus and concentration. There's so many benefits of this training, and I wanted you to hear it right from them so you can kind of hear a little bit about their experience. So to begin, let's just say hello. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
maybe
having me.
just introduce yourselves quickly. Bailey.
I'm Bailey, son of the Marine. I work through MCCS, which helps take care of these guys on the bases and stuff.
And
just
your
pleasure
dad's
class.
been deployed 6, 7 times, and
Yeah.
you moved home to kind of help out with things around the house, so that's very nice of you. And great.
Stand-up guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
stand-up guy.
shucks.
And Jacob in the Marines,
I'm a sergeant in the Marine Corps. I work at my base's combat camera.
and Benjamin.
I'm Ben Burrow. I've been in the military for the Marine Corps for a little under 4 years now.
Well, let's talk a little bit about how this class benefited you. I know you all took it originally as a college class for credit because it was a required course. You had no idea what you were in for in a way. And what did you experience that maybe you hadn't even planned to experience?
Probably the most important experience overall I got from taking performing arts was just remembering sides of my life that I'd forgotten about, and just kind of opening up areas, I guess, in my brain that hadn't been opened for a while.
Yeah.
And what started out as just a credit to take, you know, perform some skits, and then I'll move on with my life, really became something much more impactful than I anticipated.
Yeah, what were some of the ways that it impacted you?
Well, for one, it really forces you to step outside yourself, to really get outside the box. And I guess everyone, I'm sure, you know, really gets kind of stuck in a rut in their life. You kind of grow up and you get stuck being the person that you are, and you don't really think too much about it, and you just kind of live life. And so, I mean, I guess the essence of it all was not doing that.
Right.
Was really taking in your environment and taking in your character and creating that character and being spontaneous about it, and really just stepping outside of routine like that. And so just that impact alone is kind of life-altering. I mean, just in and of itself.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty huge for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think we know ourselves, you know, because we're like been with ourselves for a while. But then you get into a class like this, and you find out, oh wow, I have all these other sides of myself that maybe I haven't been using. You know, we've only been like focusing on running on a few cylinders when we could be running on a whole lot. Yeah. So Bailey, what about for you? What was the?
It was kind of a combination of brand new meets, never saw it coming.
Yeah, right. There's really a lot of things that you didn't expect, and part of the great thing about this class is you would get to know yourself in such a richer way. And I know some of you invited your friends and family to class, and that was really fun to kind of see them, people that you think you know, and you see them in this whole deeper context. It was
Absolutely. Yeah, a couple of my coworkers came to a couple different periods of class or whatever, and those were some of the best classes I think that happened during that whole 10-week period, at least for me. I mean, personally speaking,
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun and a real eye-opener, just getting to see these people doing some pretty outrageous stuff.
Right.
And, you know, you spend day in, day out with them, and you kind of get to know them in a very specific light.
Right.
But then to come into an environment like that where you're asked to do all kinds of ridiculous things, and then to see them step up to it,
Yeah,
and to
they
actually
really did.
really do it. You
Right.
know, I remember thinking, like, being, I guess, a little nervous about it. I was like, I hope these guys are able to just kind of let loose. I
Right.
mean, hopefully they don't think it's too awkward or something like that.
Right.
But no, they really didn't. I
Yeah.
mean, and
Well, it's amazing when you set a safe environment and you give people permission to really expand. They really do. It's like we've been waiting for someone to walk up to us and say, "Hey, be yourself," you know, and it doesn't happen that often in life because usually we're having to fit into, you know, more of a very specific version of what somebody thinks who we are or whatever. And it's amazing to see what the potential we have in ourselves. And I think also, you know, for you guys in the military, it's really important to think about leadership, how you can become the best leader you can be. So even if you don't, you know, you're not a 5-star general, you're still leading with whoever you're around, and you're still leading in your family, and you're still leading in your, you know, your personal lives. And I think that this training really helps develop people's leadership skills in a way that is not what you'd think, right? Because a lot of people think leadership is, well, they have certain ideas about what it means to be a leader. But really the truth is people follow people who are authentic and who are confident and who feel real to them, because that creates trust, and trust creates the willingness to follow, you know. So tell me your thoughts about that.
I definitely think that there's one thing in the military that we tend to do as leaders, and even as junior Marines sometimes, is we are told to lead a period of instruction, and we have to stand in front of a group and tell everyone how to do something, or tell them about, you know, what not to do, or things like that. And this class is definitely something that has given me the confidence to be able to go in front of a group and be able to speak like that,
Right.
with that confidence in such a way that people actually would listen.
Right.
And actually knowing what I'm going to say, being able to think about it, and, you know, without having an entire script in front of me, which is what I was used to in high school, is with that whole script. It's amazing how much the class taught me that I can do without having a piece of paper in front of me telling me what to say.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you
Well,
want to add?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you really hit on something with that whole periods of instruction thing. It's not meant to be scripted, and even when they train you in that stuff, they tell you that if you just up there reading off a whiteboard or something like that, you're going to lose your audience immediately. And that's probably one of the more, like, real practical elements of the entire experience, was just that whole performing in front of people,
Right.
Being able to react and talk in front of people, not because you're reading out of a book or reading off a chart or looking at something, but because you're actually engaging those individuals.
Right.
You know, and you're actually up there giving something,
Yes.
instead of just, you know, just reading something.
Right.
You're being something
Yes.
up there. And I think that
people can sense that. You know, they sense that if you're really behind your words and you're connected emotionally and you're in your body and you're communicating in a way that people feel that you care about them, that's going to have so much more impact than if you're just, you know, reading them the riot act or something like that, you know. And there's so much more to, I think, leadership than meets the eye in terms of this aspect of it. You know, why is it that people will follow one person and not another? You know, I mean, of course, there's situations where you have to follow a certain person, but why is it some person gets loyalty and people will go the distance for that person? Other people are just kind of, right, doing what they have to, the minimum, right?